There's a moment after heartbreak, whether it's divorce, betrayal, or the slow fading of a relationship, when a man looks at his life and realizes he doesn't recognize himself anymore. The routines are the same, the responsibilities are the same, but something inside feels hollow. The confidence is shaken. The identity is blurred. The future feels uncertain. Solomon understood that moment better than most people realize. He wasn't just a king with wisdom. He was a man who loved deeply, lost heavily, and lived through the consequences of his own choices. His writings aren't the words of a perfect man. They're the reflections of someone who had to rebuild himself more than once. Before we go deeper, let me give you a truth. Solomon would insist on heartbreak is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a wiser one. There's a specific principle Solomon used to rebuild his life after emotional collapse, a principle that modern men rarely hear, and we'll get to that shortly. But first, we need to understand what starting over really means. Starting over isn't about replacing someone. It's not about proving anything. It's not about rushing into a new relationship to fill the silence. Starting over is about returning to yourself. The version of you that existed before the disappointment, before the arguments, before the emotional erosion that slowly wears a man down. Solomon teaches that when a man loses himself, the first thing he must rebuild is not his confidence, not his social life, not his dating life, but his foundation. In Proverbs, he writes that a man's life is built from the inside out. Strength doesn't begin with a new partner. It begins with clarity. It begins with understanding what went wrong, what was ignored, what was tolerated, and what must never be repeated. This isn't about blame. It's about ownership of your healing, ownership of your boundaries, ownership of your future.
Solomon understood that heartbreak can make a man feel smart, but he also understood that rebuilding requires stillness. Not isolation, stillness, the kind of quiet where you can hear your own thoughts again. The kind of quiet where you can separate your identity from your pain. The kind of quiet where you can ask the question most men avoid: what part of me needs to grow so I don't repeat this story? This is where Solomon becomes a mirror. He doesn't shame you for hurting. He doesn't tell you to man up. He simply shows you that wisdom is born in reflection, not reaction. He shows you that healing is not tacit, it's intentional. And he shows you that a man who rebuilds himself becomes stronger than a man who never broke. Now let's return to that principle I mentioned earlier. The one Solomon used to rebuild after emotional collapse. It's simple, but it changes everything. Solomon teaches that the heart must be guarded, not hard, and guarding your heart doesn't mean shutting people up. It means choosing who gets access. It means recognizing patterns early. It means valuing your peace more than your loneliness. It means refusing to let temporary affection override long-term wisdom. In a moment, we're going to talk about how Solomon regained his confidence after losing himself, and how you can do the same. But first, we need to address something most men never admit out loud. Heartbreak affects your identity. When a relationship ends, especially a long one, a man often feels like he's lost his road. He's no longer the partner, the projector, the provider, the steady presence. And without those roles, he wonders who he is. Solomon understands his identity crisis. He wrote about the danger of defining yourself by someone else's approval. He warned that when your identity depends on another person, heartbreak doesn't just hurt, it dismantles you. So how did Solomon rebuild his confidence? He returned to purpose, not grand purpose, not destiny, not some dramatic reinvention. He returned to simple, steady purpose, the daily actions that restore a man's sense of direction. He focused on discipline, clarity, and small wins. He understood that confidence isn't a feeling, it's a byproduct of consistency. This is where many men go wrong after heartbreak. They try to feel confident again instead of becoming confident. And Solomon teaches that confidence grows from doing the things that align with your values, not from seeking validation or attention. And here's something important for women listening: this process isn't about becoming cold or distant. It's about becoming grounded. A man rebuilds himself, becomes a better partner, a better father, a better friend. You become someone who can love without losing himself, someone who can give without collapsing, someone who can connect without fear. Solomon's wisdom for starting over is not about bitterness. It's not about revenge. It's not about proving your worth to someone who walked away.
It's about reclaiming your identity, rebuilding your foundation, and choosing your future with clarity instead of desperation. Starting over strong means accepting what happened without letting it define you. It means learning from the past without living in it. It means opening your heart again, but this time with discernment, not naivety. It means recognizing that heartbreak didn't break you, it revealed you. It showed you where you were vulnerable, where you were unguarded, and where you were giving more than you could sustain. Solomon's message is simple. You are not starting from zero. You are starting from experience. You are starting with wisdom. You are starting with a deeper understanding of yourself, and that makes you far stronger than you realize. In the end, Solomon teaches that the man who rebuilds himself after heartbreak becomes unshakable. Not because he avoids love, but because he approaches it with clarity. Not because he fears connection, but because he values peace. Not because he is guarded, but because he is wise. Starting over isn't a setback. It's a reset. And if you let wisdom guide you, this new beginning can become the strongest chapter of your life.
Solomon knew love in all its forms, the joy, the mistakes, the heartbreak, and the rebuilding. He wasn't perfect, but his life shows that even after failure, you can choose wisely again. His wisdom isn't for the flawless. It's for anyone starting over with a tired heart and a hopeful future. If this helped you, check out more videos in this Solomonic Wisdom series. Your new beginning deserves clarity.